For hating the outdoors, you really do seem to like bad weather.
What's that now?
The other day, you were outside in the rain staring up with a grin on your face.
I smile at clouds.
Of course you do.
What? I should hunch and swear at the rain pissing off my nose? Let the weather win? I smile the freak out of clouds. Maybe they get tired of trying.
Are we still talking about clouds?
What?
Never mind. Drinks and insults later?
We're both buying. Then there's double. I hate this island. Stinks of dog and blight and just sad. How does it smell sad?
Your mind is being influenced by the spirits here. They're drawing sorrow from you like you draw water from a well.
You feel sad because they do, watching, waiting. They want to help you hear it.
Make them stop. It's my head, demons. You're not invited.
Interesting. What drew so many spirits to this place, I wonder?
They watched the dead and dying, pressing close, clustered to hear, and forgot how to go back.
Anybody else smell sea air and spice? That isn't right.
The spirits gathered here were drawn to tragedy. They radiated, as fire does heat.
Glad I asked.
For a moment, I almost felt like I was walking down a street back in Markham. Strange.
The veil is wobbly here.
Perhaps a bit warbly instead.
You sure it isn't wibbly?
I'd say more wonky myself.
Certainly not. It's much more squeaky.
I was going with spicy.
Don't be ridiculous, darling. It's clearly snarky.
What? Let me check. Sensing. Sensey. Definitely wobbly.
Demons still scare you, dear? After all we've been through? Might you have suffered some form of injury as a child?
You and yours are the broken ones. Being scared of things that are scary is normal. Your training is the weird thing. Ask anyone who's not one of you.
Because I have been trained not to be afraid.
It's like you're scabbed over or something. Makes me wonder what else you don't feel.
I feel everything in the proper measure.
Right, because you're normal. Just ask you.
Every time I think I've seen the ugliest possible Avar statue, a new one turns up that surpasses my expectations.
Creepy. Needs a hat. And breeches.
Maybe a moustache.
Oh, that's good. We can draw one with soot.
Cover it in gold leaf and it wouldn't be terrible.
I'm shocked I've never seen this plant before. It's so melodramatic, half the magisterium should be growing it.
Barbwood, a parasitic tree that grows through the body of its host, useful in alchemy, makes terrible furniture.
What's so terrible about it?
Barbwood doesn't die, it goes dormant. Spill one drop of water on it and it sprouts, and infests your other furniture. I knew a comte in Montsimard who had it take over his dining room. The circle cleared the infestation free of charge.
What sort of uses does it have?
The sap makes potent restorative potions. Extracts from the leaves are useful for transmutations. Harvesting either one is too dangerous to attempt often. More's the pity. If the Inquisition could get herbalists out here to harvest it, you could make a fortune. Or several.
How can it be so dark?
Because there's no light, silly.
Ah, yes, that must be it.
Ugh, smells like the lake chucked its innards.
I suppose you hate fish, too.
I like them cooked or hidden under some knob's furniture, not up my nose.
Put it out of your mind if it bothers you.
I can't outthink the air. Is that a special herald power? Can't wait for the chant about that.
I wonder what they're catching up here. Sunfish? Trout?
How do fish even get into the mountains? Can they climb?
Fish stink until fried. Then get in my mouth.
Everyone remember not to look down.
If you close your eyes, it's like flying. I bet, anyway. Don't do it, you'll fall. Which is flying, but shit.
I may have already looked.
Just try not to think about it. Or fall. Falling would be worse. I'd have to jump down after you. It would be very touching and so melodramatic it would become tiresome.
Are you saying that because you already did?
Let's not start a whole game of who looked down and suddenly felt the weight of their own mortality, shall we? Some of us have to concentrate on walking. If you do happen to look down, I also don't recommend thinking about how far it is to the ground. I'm not going to be the one to explain to Cullen that I let you fall to your death from a tree. I have no desire to tell Josephine that I let you fall to your doom from a tree in the middle of nowhere. Nobody wants to be the one to tell the world the Inquisitor fell off a log into an abyss.
Knock, knock.
Sure, why not? Who's there?
Dragon.
Dragon who?
Dragons really don't like wyverns.
Sorry, kid. Still not quite getting it. Closer, though.
The Imperium reached even here.
I'm starting to think that if we went to the moon or the bottom of the sea, we'd find Tevinter runes there.
Tevinter architecture at its finest. This just screams I hated my parents and had no friends as a child, doesn't it? Makes you wonder about the sad, mid-level bureaucrat who thought building an outpost here would be a career boost.
Good place to get ambushed. Watch your back.
You do know it's not physically possible to watch your own back.
And now I'm thinking about it. Thank you. At least it's not too dry.
Is there such a thing as a good place to get ambushed?
Pitch-black swampy wilderness is at the bottom, next to armories, and any place with hooks hanging from the ceiling. Everything else you rank in descending order from there. Expensive glassware shops, wine cellars, maybe an Orlesian ball. Those would be good places.